What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Today we are going to be taking a look at Songs of Samhain, the first in the series. It's featuring everybody from Magic Ninja Entertainment. Now, this is a review many of you probably didn't see coming. If you don't know, if you haven't really been following the channel, earlier this year I was able to kind of let go and forgive Twisted. Any ill feelings I had towards them, just gone. I just was able to look at the whole situation from their perspective, and any of the bad feelings I had, I really just let them go. And so this year I've been diving into the discography, the releases that they've put out over the last 5 years that I wasn't listening to them. And these albums right here, the Songs of Samhain series, they honestly weren't some of the first ones that I visited. As October was approaching, I was starting to dip into them. And when I started to dip into them, I started to fall in love. And these three albums have so far been some of my favorite things that they've released in the last 5 years, which really kind of blows my mind, because I've seen and heard people say that they're not fucking feeling these albums at all. And I just can't believe it. Obviously I think this is going to be an ongoing series, these albums are, and I'm really hopeful that that continues to be the case. I really would like to see them keep dropping these Songs of Samhain albums every single year for the foreseeable future. Even, if they have to stop at one point, the 13th one would be perfect. Superstitious number, kind of coincides with Halloween. But enough rambling about the series as a whole. I want to narrow it down and start talking about the first one. I don't know a whole lot of information about its release. I know it dropped in 2020. It was actually the second of 3 releases that came from Twisted. Technically, this is kind of like a label release. It's a compilation. It's kind of like the Psychopathics from Outer Space from M&E, but it's Halloween themed. And if you're a juggalo and you fuck with Halloween and you still fuck with Twisted and you still fuck with M&E, like, this album should be, like, I feel, up there as like some of your favorite shit. But let's jump into it. I do have a physical copy here. I'm slowing down on getting physical copies, but this was a series that I wanted to pick up, and when they put out pre-orders for the third one, I went ahead and scooped up the first and second one. For whatever reason, they didn't have a bundle for the CDs. They only had a bundle for the tapes. Tapes are making a comeback for some reason. I don't get the hype with cassettes. I see the hype with vinyl because it has a different sound. It kind of has a different feel when you're listening to it. But cassettes, I guess I don't fully understand it and get it. But it is what it is. I didn't scoop any tapes up, but I did grab all 3 versions, all 3 of the Songs of Samhain. Obviously, there it is in front of me. That is the front. I love the artwork throughout all 3 of them. They are very different with each one. This one kind of has, I feel like this one has a little bit more of like a, what's the word I want to go for with this? Like, the way that the art is here with the skeleton, it's kind of like, I don't know what the fucking word is that I'm looking for. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, what's the word? I don't even fucking know. It's kind of like legend, I guess. That doesn't make sense. I don't fucking know what word I'm looking for, but I like the artwork because it kind of adds like this lore to it. Like, here's this ancient artwork of this skeleton that has like, and if I'm not mistaken, isn't that like isn't that the House of Crazy's kind of face paint scheme or mask scheme on that face? And Songs of Samhain have been where HOK, aka House of Crazies, have really made their comeback. So I really like the artwork on this one. It's probably, I don't know which one I would say is my favorite, but let's go ahead and open her up into the inside. There you have, I think this is just a little sleeve. It absolutely is just a little sleeve. You see, like, the artwork here, this is kind of like, has like ancient kind of, like hieroglyphics and cave paintings. Like, there's almost like this history to it with some of the artwork, like legend to it. There's like some legendary lore to it with some of the way the artwork is put together. I've honestly never really looked at this disc that well. Oh, it's the front. It's like what's on the front. It's that skeleton kind of zoomed in, and it's black. It's the Songs of Samhain. It almost has like some cultic theming to it, which I think is really cool. There you have all your song credits. We will go over the track list here in just a moment. Like I said, I've really, really loved these songs of Samhain. I've seen a lot of people say that this is their favorite, that they feel like this is the best one. Again, I'm not going to dive into that just yet, but this is a really good one. This obviously was the first one that I listened to. What happened here? We froze on the computer. Yeah, it's going to be a bitch. Okay. This was definitely the first one that I checked out, and it just kind of got the ball rolling of like, I love this series already, and I haven't even listened to the second one. So we'll go ahead, we will close her up, flip her over to the back, which if you guys haven't watched my last couple reviews, I'm doing it differently. Normally I play a snippet of every song. I'm going to for my sake of cutting down editing time, I'm only going to give you guys a snippet of my favorite tracks. So let's go over the track list really quick, and then we'll talk about my top tracks. So the track list is We Only Have So Much Time, Wash, 9 Pound Hammer, Murder Carnage, Nursery Rhyme from Another Time, Die on Samhain, Death Talk, Haddonfield to Crystal Lake, and In My Head. Again, this is like a compilation album, so as you can see, there's Twisted tracks on there, there's HOK tracks, which something odd that I've noticed here. Never mind what I was saying. Scratch what I was saying. For whatever reason, I thought Murder Carnage was a HOK song, but it actually isn't. It really isn't. So I really don't even think it. Technically, the only person from Twisted it features is Jamie, and he's just on the hook. So a great fucking track, by the way. We'll get into that in just a moment. But as you can see, like it's a compilation album where it has all of the artists, and it's Psychopathics from Outer Space themed, and I love that. It's Halloween as well, which is a great fucking just a great fucking season, you know. Most people around this time will start listening to Hallowicked. I've actually mixed Songs of Samhain in with the Hallowicked tracks that I listen to. Like, I made a big ass playlist of all the Hallowicked tracks. Obviously, Cryptic Collection Halloween Edition is in there, and then Songs of Samhain is in there, all three of them. And I just let that motherfucker play from front to back. It's like a 4.5 hour playlist to listen to everything that's been put out Halloween themed. I fucking love it. So standout tracks on this one is, I'm only gonna give you 3. This is a shorter album. It's only 9 tracks. It's technically only 3. It's technically only 7 tracks when you look at the intro, which is the first track, and the Nursery Rhyme from Another Time is basically like a skit, which it carries on through all 3 albums, which I think is very cool, very consistent. But my top tracks, I'm only going to give you 3. Top tracks are Murder Carnage. Murder Carnage is right. Any other day of the year is inappropriate, but this is Halloween night. Murder Carnage paying homage to slaughter. Yes, fucking Halloween, bitch, and I always promise your heart. Die on Samhain. Halloween, my favorite night. Just die on Samhain. Die on Samhain. The candy corn killers on the loose, be warned. He's the form cruising around in a van with chloroform. And a vast array of torture tools on the tray that he keeps saying he punishing gloomy gusts, so he blasting out kids. And In My Head. Hard-headed, dumb, dead bitch, finna sell your head to the head witch and let pumpkin head come avenge shit. These crazy thoughts still haunting me. I don't know if I'm out of my head. This way of life, no apologies. I don't know if I'm one of those dead people. Now, favorite track out of the 3, favorite track out of everything on here is definitely Die on Samhain. The beat to this, the song itself, the chorus, everything about this song is so reminiscent to me of Waited Till Halloween from Twisted, which is a classic ass fucking Halloween track. It's honestly in my like top 5 of Halloween tracks, and I would easily throw Die on Samhain in that mix as well, and probably put it in my top 5 Halloween tracks as well. I really like it. The beat, the chorus, everything fucking about it is just a great fucking track. I have some things that I didn't put them in a notepad or anything, but I had some things and thoughts of what I wanted to say in this. One thing that I really like on In My Head, or not In My Head, it was Death Talk. In Death Talk, there's really no, it wasn't in my top tracks, but I wanted to make a note of it. It's an HOK track, and it fully is like the House of Crazies. Like in it, ROC actually refers to refers to Paul as hectic.
Yeah, what Hectic said, put you in a pentagram, and when he's done, I'll take what's left and mix with spam.
Yeah, like Hectic said, that's the line that he says. And then there's another part where he mentions listening to Mr. Bones' Sacrifice.
Sitting and listening to Mr. Bones, the Sacrifice.
So it's definitely them doing House of Crazies, which I thought was great. It was very consistent that they stuck to it like that. I know people have wanted a House of Crazies reunion. They've wanted to see like a box set of all of the early releases. And actually, you can't really see them right now, but a few years ago at the Super Gathering, the homie Yakima Juggalo came to me at the Super Gathering and gave me a stack of CDs, bootleg House of Crazies that he made. It's the entire discography of the House of Crazy albums. Because of Songs of Samhain, I actually pulled these out. Since he gave me these, I hadn't listened to them. And listening to Songs of Samhain made me go find and grab these and start bumping them in the ride. I'm sure people are probably like, oh, what's your thoughts on that? I know Yakima Juggalo, his terms to giving me that, because he didn't charge me, he's like, the only thing is I want to see some House of Crazies reviews. And at one point he reached out to me and I'd said I haven't even listened to them yet. Now that I have listened to them, I'm open to actually going and reviewing them now, but I don't think people are gonna like what I have to say. Because the newer shit, I haven't listened to all of them. I've only listened to the first 2 albums. I need to go listen to the rest, but the first 2 albums was like definitely like some low budget shit. So let's talk about Songs of Samhain. But yeah, I love that they stuck to the House of Crazies theme. They referred to Monoxide as Hectic, which is who his character was in House of Crazies. All in all, I really love this album front to back. Like I said, I will usually just put this on, and I've got like 2 different playlists. One of them is all 3 Songs of Samhain albums, and then I obviously have the Hollow Wicked playlist that I made. And when I listen to it, I can listen to this album all the way from front to back. I really enjoyed the hell out of this track. Really a lot. Really enjoy this. Wash I would put as a like honorable mention, because I love the way that the intro really ties into Wash, and it just kind of sets the tone of like, this is like a Halloween fucking album.
You have been warned. Come this way. We only have so much time.
But yeah, Songs of Samhain, and of course my things get ready to fucking be a bitch again. There it goes. Okay. I really enjoyed this first one, and it got the ball rolling for me to become a big fan of the rest of the series. So if you have not checked out Songs of Samhain, if for whatever reason you still don't like Twisted, I would honestly suggest going and listening to it for maybe if you only have issues with Twisted and you don't have issues with the rest of the M&E camp, go check out this album to listen to the songs that are from everybody else on M&E. And if you are on some fuck M&E type shit, well, fuck the beef, you pussy queef. That is a saying from, I believe it was Slayer 2 Dope. It might have been Jules. There's somebody in my Discord server who came up with that, and I was like, I'm totally going to use that. So if you're still on fuck M&E type shit, fuck the beef, you pussy queef. Just enjoy the fucking music. So, yeah. I really fucking love this series. The first one set it off absolutely wonderful, and it's a tradition now that this album and this series will be listened to going forward forever on Halloween. So if you have listened to Songs of Samhain, tell me down below what are your favorite tracks. And if you don't like this album, tell me why it is. Roan, if you're watching, in the comments, I want to know what it is about this you don't like. I know he's talked about it on a lot of his episodes of Beneath the Dirt podcast, where he has mentioned that he feels like Twisted cares about Twisted, and when it comes to group projects, they just don't give effort forth. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, how does he feel like that? I listen to this and I'm like, no, I don't fucking get that vibe at all. But I don't know, maybe he's on a different wavelength than me. But anyway, tell me down below your thoughts about Songs of Samhain. Hit the links in the description to go buy yourself a DCFAYGOGUY shirt or merch if you want to support your boy. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.
I'm sweet. I'm sweet. I'm sweet.